Genesis chapter 19. Verse 1. And there came 2 angels to Sodom at even. Verse 2. And he said, Behold now, my Lord, turn in, I pray thee, into thy servant's house, and tarry all night, and wash thine feet, and thou shalt rise up early, and go on thy way. Verse 3. And they said unto him, Nay, but we will abide in the street of the city all night. Verse 4. And he pressed upon them greatly, and they turned in unto him, and entered into his house, and he made them rest, and washed their feet, and did eat bread with them, from morning till the time that they arose. Verse 5. And when the men rose up from thence, he ministered unto them, and they went away. Historical context. The city of Sodom was notorious for its lawlessness and immorality, which prompted God to send 2 angels to investigate and ultimately destroy the city. Verse 6. And there came 2 messengers to Sodom at even, and Lot sat in the gate of Sodom, and Lot seeing them rose up to meet them, and he bowed himself with his face towards the ground. Verse 7. And he said, Behold now, my lords, turn in, I pray you, into your servant's house, and tarry all night, and wash your feet, and ye shall rise up early, and go on your way. Verse 8. And they said, Nay, but we will abide in the plain of the city, and eat bread for the day. Verse 9. And he pressed upon them greatly, and they turned in unto him, and entered into his house, and he made them a feast, and did bake unleavened bread, and they did eat. Verse 10. But before they lay down, the men of the city, even the men of Sodom, compassed the house round, both old and young, all the people from every quarter. Historical context. In ancient Middle Eastern culture, hospitality was a sacred duty, and refusing to provide shelter to guests was considered a grave offense. Verse 11. And they called unto Lot, and said unto him, Where are the men which came in to thee this night? Bring them out unto us, that we may know them. Verse 12. And Lot went out at the door unto them, and spake unto them, saying, Nay, my brethren, nay, I pray you, do not so wickedly. Verse 13. Behold now, I have 2 daughters which have not known man, let me, I pray you, bring them out unto you, and ye to them as is good in your eyes, but unto these men do nothing, for they are come under the shadow of my roof. Verse 14. And Lot speaketh thus unto them, and the men did press sore upon the men which were with him, even the men which were in the door of his house. Historical context. The city of Sodom was destined to be destroyed by fire from heaven, as described in Genesis 18-19, due to its extreme wickedness and refusal to repent. Verse 15. And the men said unto Lot, Hast thou here any besides? Son-in-law, and thy sons, and thy daughters, and whatsoever thou hast in the city, bring them out of this place. Verse 16. For we will destroy this place, because the cry of them is waxen great before the face of the Lord, and the Lord hath sent us to destroy it. Verse 17. And Lot went out, and spake unto his sons-in-law, saying, Arise, get you out of this place, for the Lord will destroy the city. But he seemed as one that mocked unto his sons-in-law. Verse 18. And when the morning arose, then the angels hastened Lot, saying, Arise, take thy wife, and thy 2 daughters, which are here, lest thou be consumed in the iniquity of the city. Verse 19. And while they brought forth their things out of the house to convey them away, he spake unto his wife, saying, Bring thy daughters out of the place that thou art in, lest they also be consumed with thee. Genesis chapter 20. Verse 1. And Abraham journeyed from thence toward the south. Verse 2. And he came unto his friends in Mamre, and abode with them. Verse 3. And they did eat bread together, and they did drink water together. Verse 4. For before they had eaten it was told that Sodom's sin was very grievous. Verse 5. Before the Lord came unto Sodom as he came to Abraham, to reveal his will. Historical context. Genesis 20 takes place in a time when Abraham's nephew, Lot, still resided in Sodom, Genesis 14. Verse 6. And there came 2 angels to Sodom at even, and Lot sat in the gate of Sodom. Verse 7. And he saw them not, but they laid hold on his hand, and brought him out. Verse 8. And he said, Nay, my Lord, I pray thee, behold now this city is a great walled one. Verse 9. But as the men turned their faces to the way that looked unto Sodom. Verse 10. Then Abraham said, My brother, in goodness and uprightness of heart, but even as he saith. Historical context. The name, Sodom, is believed by many scholars to be derived from the Akkadian word for, place of the lily. Verse 11. And Lot dwelt among the Sodomiters, in the city of Sodom. Verse 12. Now there were made 2 men as it were angels which came unto Sodom. Verse 13. Then Abraham rose up early in the morning to visit his friends and told them. Verse 14. And he said, Lo, behold now my Lord be still a little while, till thou wert weary with drinking. Historical context. In ancient Near Eastern cultures, it was customary for guests to be shown respect by being served food and drink first. Verse 15. And they made him sit on the bed thereof with meat, but he did not eat. Verse 16. Then Abraham said unto Sarah, Cast thee out this bondwoman and her son. Verse 17. The men said unto Lot, Hast thou any besides here? Son-in-law and his 2 sons were in Sodom. Genesis. Chapter 21. Verse 1. And the Lord visited Sarah as he had said, and the Lord did unto Sarah as he had spoken. Verse 2. For Sarah conceived, and bare Abraham a son in his old age, at the set time of which God had spoken to him. Verse 3. And Abraham called the name of his son that was born unto him, whom Sarah bore unto him, Isaac. Verse 4. And Abraham circumcised his son Isaac being 8 days old, as God had commanded him. Verse 5. To make a covenant between God and Abraham, saying, Thou shalt be a father of many nations. Historical context. In ancient Israelite culture, circumcision was performed on the 8th day after birth to signify entry into the covenant with God. Verse 6. Neither shall thy name any more be called Abram, but thou shalt be called Abraham, for a father of many nations have I made thee. Verse 7. And as for thee also, thou shalt be no more called Sarai, but Sarah shall be her name. Verse 8. But thou shalt be called Abraham's wife, and thy name shall not any more be called Sarai. Genesis. Chapter 22. Verse 1. And it came to pass after these things, that God did tempt Abraham, and said unto him, Abraham. Verse 2. And he said, Take now thy son, thine only son Isaac, whom thou lovest, and get thee into the land of Moriah, and offer him there for a burnt offering upon one of the mountains which I will tell thee of. Verse 3. And Abraham rose up early in the morning, and saddled his ass, and took 2 of his young men with him,